Welcome everyone, I'm Japneet and this is the first Q card, September to December 2019. Talk about an interesting conversation. Who was the person, when and where you have the conversation, and what was the conversation about? Okay, so here, let me tell you the story that after your 12th graduation exams, you were coming home. Okay, so you did your study somewhere else. Okay, you were coming home, and that time you were in a coach, that means in a bus, and there you met a person who was the editor, or you can say that the journalist of any newspaper. Okay, so you were reading a book, you had a hobby of reading books, and that time that person asked you that please hand over me this book, I also want to read it. Okay, so from there the conversation started and you enjoyed as the conversation progressed. So let's have a look at the sample. Well, last year, after my classes, when the vacation started, I was returning to my hometown by a coach, and I had a very interesting conversation with a person named Rajat, who was a journalist of the Tribune. I can't recall his last name, but he was a man around 35 years old and sat next to me on the bus. I usually read books on long journeys or listen to music. That day, I was reading a book by Arundhati Roy. Arundhati Roy, who's she? Who renowned Indian author, and the person who sat next to me asked about the book. This is how the conversation started. It was mostly about writers in general, the political condition in a country, the role of an ideal leader, journalism, corruptions, and the major problems of our country. I rarely continue longer conversations with strangers, but that talk I had on the bus was pretty different and lasted almost 3 to 4 hours. This conversation was interesting all mostly because of three reasons. Firstly, the person I had conversation with was a smooth talking guy with the deep knowledge and experience. Secondly, the way the conversation started and progressed was really interesting. I took my whole effort to debate on issues that I did not agree or also agreed with the notion that was similar to my viewpoint. Though this person was around 12 years senior to me, he never took any advantage of it, and even he did not give any hint about it and the issued I disagreed with him. Okay, and the issues, okay, issues. He treated me as an equally skilled opponent on my issues and listened to me very attentively. Finally, the place and the circumstances when the conversation took place were really interesting and unusual. I must say, I learned many things from the opinions and experiences he shared that day. Okay, if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel, and the next cue cards are coming. This is our target to hit all the 30 cue cards today with beautiful sample answers. Thank you.